All right, ladies, gentlemen, gamers, welcome back. Welcome back to your favorite 2 week patch notes review. It's time yet again for my Giga Brain to review everything that's happening. So, it's been a fun 2 weeks. The event is in full force, and now we got even more content. We got Cassante coming, we got the Empyreans coming, we got a whole bunch of shit. But anyway, we're going to talk about Cassante. We're going to talk about all the other shit. So, let's get into it. The World Championship Final is this weekend. Whoa. Faker versus some other Korean team. Cassante is here, and we're going to definitely talk about him. And preseason 2023 is coming. I'm actually very excited for that. I'm always excited for big changes that, shake stuff up, especially when it's towards ADCs. But anyway. There's no time to dally, so let's jump straight into patch 12.21. This is going to be a relatively light patch as we get ready for all the exciting preseason changes around the corner. So we're doing a few small balance adjustments, which is good because they're waiting for, obviously, preseason, which is fine. And we have a new champion here, so let's take a look. So I'm going to go over the skins afterward. We have Cassante, the Pride of Nazuma, which I will be actually going over right now. So, let me pull up his bullshit here. Let me get the Googs here. And we could describe it over the Googs. Give me 1 minute. Let me get it up here. Ooh, there's Cassante. So, basically, Cassante is the new top lane tank, right? There's a little bit of controversy here, I will say. And I've also reacted to a lot of Cassante shit. It actually did pretty well on my channel, ironically enough. But Riot is basically advertising this guy to be a tank. However, the way they are portraying him in all of the trailers and everything is the exact opposite. They're portraying him to be like this massively cool, super strong fucking fighter. I don't know why, I don't know how, but he is not a fucking damage dealer. As much as he looks like one, he looks cool. He's not supposed to deal damage. He's supposed to be a tank. So, let's look at his abilities. We're not going to do a sound. So, basically, his passive, every time you hit an enemy with an ability, you mark them. If you auto them after, you deal bonus max health damage. So, it's actually pretty good. It's very similar to Riven, which is ironic because they're showing Riven right here. So, all out, this is his new thing where he gets it after he ults. Basically, all his stuff is just upgraded. Think of it like an Aatrox ult, essentially. I'm trying to think. Does anyone else upgrade their shit if they're ulted? I don't think they do. But regardless, all his stuff is basically just better if he just uses ult. So anyway, his Q. His Q is he strikes with his Natofos, right? His Q slows them, does damage, and then the third Q, because this is spammable, basically knocks them back towards you. It looks like he has a Yasuo tornado. And it also knocks them up, so this is actually pretty good setup. So he has constant CC on his Q, constant slow, and then a knock up, knock towards you on the third strike. It's not bad. And then the all-out version, the ability's cooldown is reduced and it no longer slows. So I guess it's meant to just spam and knock people back into you. And it would be too OP if it slows because then they'd never get away if the cooldown's that low. But that's fine. The W, the Pathmaker. So, Cassante basically buckles down and then pushes you, right? He becomes unCCable, he becomes unstoppable, and he reduces incoming damage. So this is basically to tank something. And then you slam forward, you deal max health damage, and then you stun people. And then on All Out, the cooldown is refreshed. So once you ult, it literally just goes straight off cooldown. The damage reduction is increased. It deals more damage based on charge time. And the charge and the dash speed are doubled. So it's basically just all around better. There's no downside as there is with the Q. The E, footwork, it's literally just a dash. If he dashes to an ally, it's increased. You can actually dash from longer, and they're shielded. And you can cast other spells while doing this, so it's pretty cool. So the all-out version is the dash speed is increased, and now it can go over walls, and the range is increased. So, just overall better. The ult, he basically goes to you, beats the shit out of you, and if he hits you over a wall, he goes through the wall with you and then smacks you down and goes all out. If he does it after, if he does it through the wall, the all-out version lasts for longer. So overall, there's obviously some semblance of things you want to do with his kit. Obviously, you want to ult someone always near a wall, and then the rest of your abilities you kind of just face smash. The W is kind of use it when you think you're going to take damage, or just... I think you honestly just use everything off cooldown with him. I honestly think that's how it is. So the main issue with K'Sante that has come up, essentially, is K'Sante is not a damage dealer. It might look like he does damage, but he literally scales only off tank, and because he's a tank, he can't do that much damage, because then he'd be fucking broken. And because of that, he's just a straight tank that doesn't really do a lot. Aside from being annoying, which every tank is annoying, I heard he doesn't do a lot. They might buff him. I think... I see, this is just what I heard. I haven't heard too much about him, ironically enough, too. All I heard was right when he came out, he was kind of garbo, because you literally can't build anything else on him but tank, because he scales off of nothing else. What I heard. I don't know if they changed it. But yeah, so far he seems kind of like Dookie, and I'm pretty sure they're going to buff him, but at the end of the day, he is a tank, so he's meant to provide CC and survivability to himself while disrupting the enemy. So, I think he's pretty good at that. They might need to buff his numbers, though, because he can't do 0 damage. But we'll see. He definitely has CC, so we'll see. Ahri, what do I think of Ahri? I think Ahri fucking sucks. I think every Ahri I've seen has fed, and she's fucking shit. So they better buff her. Ahri's charm nerf back in 12-17 left her on the weak side. So we're giving her more charm again. They're increasing her damage over CC, which is fine. I think she should do more damage. So the mana cost is going down. That doesn't matter. The damage per pass-through is going up by 5%. This doesn't matter. Bel'Veth. Okay, this is a weird one right here. I like the concept of Bel'Veth. I always love the concept of infinitely scaling junglers. Everyone knows me. I play for the late game. I mean, hell, I play ADC, right? So... I actually really like Bel'Veth, but she runs into the same problems Veigar and Nasus do. Eventually, if you get enough stacks, getting any more is just overkill, and it's diminishing returns. It's the same thing with Nasus, right? After mid-game, unless Nasus gains like another 1,000, then all the stacks he's really going to get don't really necessarily matter. They're really just like icing on the cake, but the biggest spike you have is mid-game. I feel like it's a similar thing with Bel'Veth, except it's with her ult. The biggest spike you're going to get with Bel'Veth is once you get your ult transformation from the Herald. So, after a certain point, you kind of getting stacks is kind of irrelevant. You're already like pretty strong. The strength you're gaining is very little. But overall, I think Bel'Veth is weak. If not weak, she's hard. I don't know how people can do good with her, because I fucking suck dick at her, and I love playing her. So, I don't know how the fuck people do good on her. Maybe I need to look up a guide or something. Oh, thank you for dropping by, Slayer, and I hope you get to sleep quick, unlike me. But, I don't know how people do good with this champion. I think she can be good, and when she's ahead, you know, she's ahead. She's like E, basically. But, I don't know. I need to see what people are doing, because I don't think she's that good. So, what are they doing? I know people are using her there. I know Faker used her, apparently, which means she's probably getting nerfed. By the way, I heard Faker used Rise in World, so he might get nerfed in a couple patches, too. So, what are they saying? She's been the Empress of the Jungle, which we last checked wasn't canon. Ha! We're adding more downtime for her E, so it's not always up, especially if she's using it to farm. Oh, dear God. While also reducing her ability to snowball leads quite so effectively. I feel like they already nerfed her really badly when they gutted her like passive attack speed gain from the stacks. I feel like that was a big nerf. They really nerfed her late game. And now they're nerfing her again. I don't know. I feel like she's a very skill-gabbed champion. But at the end of the day, they're increasing the E cooldown by 2 seconds. That does kind of hurt. And then the Void Remora are getting less tanky, which I actually think is good. The Void Remora are actually, like, I always said this, right? Because I heard this from our resident bald Adrian. He said that another streamer said the Void Remora are literally a win more ability. And God, I could not agree more. They are so fucking stupid and annoying. It's like, if she has them, she's going to have a whole wave of them, and she's going to get the push off. Unless you send people to stop her, she is going to get the push off. It's actually crazy. But I actually don't mind this change. I think the Void Remora are a little too tanky. The E getting the cooldown nerfed is kinda ass, but I understand it. Okay, Blitzcrank. What do I think of Blitzcrank? I haven't really seen him, honestly. I know they buffed him. I was very excited for the buffs, but aside from seeing him in Earth, which, you know, it's Earth, they're always going to do crazy shit, I actually haven't seen anyone go any sort of weird, wacky Blitzcrank. So, I actually don't know if it's good. I honestly just haven't seen it, so I can't really talk on it. What are they doing? Blitzcrank's jungle buffs have continued to make him a potent threat to his opponent, only in the wrong position. We're tuning down his support strength, which has been a bit overwhelming due to his jungle-oriented buffs. Holy shit. So he's becoming less tanky and more squishy to magic, and then the bonus attack speed is going down. Wow. See, if they want to make his support worse, why are they nerfing his MR? I mean, I guess if they nerf his armor, they hurt his jungling too, but what the fuck does nerfing MR do? I mean, it is mages in the bot lane now, so maybe that makes sense, but I'm actually so shocked they're trying to make Blitz a jungler now. It's actually so crazy to me that Blitz Jungle could legitimately be a thing now. This is actually wild. But hey, fuck it, I'm with it. Blitz isn't that good of a support either, and he basically fulfills the same niche in the jungle. Just get a grab. Late game, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter where Blitz goes. All he has to do, just get a grab. That's literally it. That's literally it. Anyway, yeah, this is whatever. Corki, the guy who hasn't been fucking seen. Corki's been flying low for a while, so now we're buffing him, so hopefully he gets into the limelight. Let's see. His health growth is going up. This doesn't matter. His attack damage growth is going up, which actually does matter, because like they say here, procs with Sheen. However, I don't know the late game ramifications of this, and I'm not going to pretend to even do the math to try and find out. So I'm just going to say it's probably worthless until they overbuff his numbers. I honestly think Corki needs a rework, but that's just me. But whatever. Malzahar. What do I think of Malzahar? I think Malzahar is the safe mid laner. You put Malzahar, it says something, right? It says something to the nature of the character when they put people in worlds who don't do good on Malzahar duty. That's how you know your team doesn't believe in you. They just want you to play safe. It's not really disrespectful. I'm making it sound worse than it is. But being put on Malzahar duty to me means you really just can't play aggressive. Like, you're just a bitch. But anyway, I actually really like Malzahar. I like Dot. I like Twitch. I like Malz. I like Twitch. You know, I like all of them. They're all good. So I actually think Malzahar is pretty weak. I think he's very streamlined. And the fact that you could basically counter him with one item that everyone can build is kind of bullshit. Actually, two items that everyone can build. Although one of them is really going to be the only one that is built. And that is Mercurial. Or at the very least, Quicksilver. But you could also build Mikhail's, but I haven't seen Mikhail's in God knows how long. So, I think Malzahar definitely needs a buff. In the early game, Malzahar relies on his malefic visions to help last hit. This is true. However, due to the slow tick rate and low damage, it sometimes feels uncertain whether or not you'll actually get the last hit. This is also very true. Early game is the worst time for Malzahar. If you get out of the early game, you actually start playing a champion and actually start having fun. We're adding a small assistance mechanic to help him, and we'll monitor its success to see if other similar champions can benefit from the same changes. What are they doing? Kill confirmed. Malefic Visions will now execute minions below 15 to 45 health. Wow. So technically, this is a buff of 15 damage early, but not to champions, only to minions. This is honestly really fucking good. This is a really good quality of life change. It does buff him in a way. It makes his pushing power somewhat slightly better. However, I think it's not to any point that's oppressive at all, and this is just a purely good, hands down quality of life, slight buff change for Malzahar that just makes playing him actually feel not bad. This is actually really nice. I actually really like this. Very good. Very good change for Malz. Very nice. Miss Fortune. What do we think of Miss Fortune? I think she's one of the pretty good ADs right now. I mean, obviously she's a team fighting AD. I don't think her damage is too oppressive. I know they buffed her crit, quote unquote, and they didn't like her lethality. So from there, I don't know how she landed. I guess she landed decently well because I know her win rate is slightly above, and she is one of the better ADs, like I said before. But overall, I don't think she's that crazy. So let's see what they're doing. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a buff here. I hope. Miss Fortune is still ruling the high seas and bot lane with her Q adjustments. That's good. We're dropping her make it rain slow so her early game is a bit less dominant. That's perfectly fine. APMF was also hurt as a collateral damage, so we're giving a little love to these ARAM off-meta builds. That's disgusting. So the E is going up in AP ratio. If you build APMF, you are scum to me, and that encourages APMF support. Which if you do that, you're actually Omega scum to me. Bullet time on the R. The damage per wave is going up with the AP. So again, if you play APMF, especially in support, you need to fucking go rethink your life choices, and I hate you. But anyway, I mean, it is a buff, but it's the buff I never thought or wanted them to give her. So that's whatever. Ornn! So I'll give a little spoiler here. Ornn's probably going to get buffed here. Why? Because he's getting a new skin next patch. I know, a little crazy, but we'll talk about it more in about 2 weeks. But yeah, they're probably buffing him here. So let's see. Sometimes there are bugs that end up becoming features. Ornn's ultimate has been inflicting a 60% slow for some time now, and we've decided to make this feature official. Wow. So basically, it was already like this. They're just updating the text. Alright, cool. Xin Zhao. I think Xin Zhao sucks ass. Xin Zhao used to be such a fun champion, and he used to have such funny niche builds. Like AP Xin Zhao, every third hit would heal you so much you'd never die. There was actually like days back in the day where I would see AP Xin Zhao videos and I would just laugh. And it's not like AD Xin Zhao was bad either. AD Xin Zhao was good. AP Xin Zhao was funny. But it was like very niche. Nowadays, I feel like Xin Zhao is just ass. I don't know. I think they need to buff him and make him fun again. So what are they doing? Xin Zhao is finding his footing in a meta where he struggles to do much after laning phase and when everyone is walking around being more durable and whatnot. We're giving him a little more strength for when he's able to stick to his opponents as the game progresses. So Xin Zhao, to me, his main strength is early to mid game. He does a lot of damage. But afterward, he falls off and kind of functions as like a pseudo tank. Because of his ult, and because he has some CC, right? He has a knock-up. He's somewhat decently tanky. He's more like a fighter, if anything. A fighter with slight CC. The ult is pretty good. It's decent. It's not pretty good. It's decent. And then he has survivability with it. He heals. He does damage. He'll kill the AD, but then again, who won't? But aside from that, it's not... He doesn't do those in great ways. He does it in okay ways. Like, it's not terrible. It's passable, but it's nothing past passable. So... they definitely need to buff him. I feel like his whole problem is, like they said, the durability patch made his early game worse, which was his main power perspective, that in mid. And now that that's gone, the champion's kind of just lost. So what are they doing? The third hit bonus damage is scaling a lot harder from 45 to 60. Holy shit. The heal is going... it's getting an AP ratio. That's... not good. It's increasing. It's not gaining it. It's increasing it. That's ass. And then the E is going from 12 to 11. That's really good. That's really good. Honestly, not bad changes. Not enough, I think, to make Xin Zhao really crazy, but not bad. Okay, wow, that's all the changes. Holy shit. Alright, and we got some competitive updates. I'm actually going to read these. We're shortening the remake timer so that you're able to remake a match when someone's absence would start affecting the match's competitive integrity. If they've been gone from the start of the game, this patch isn't significantly modifying the underlying systems, and additional work is planned to remake functionality more resilient. Oh? So what are they doing exactly? Remake is available at 3 minutes to remake will be available between 1:30 to 3 minutes. So I guess it's variable now, depending on if the person literally just doesn't move. At 3 minutes, the impacted team has 60 seconds to start a vote by typing /remake in the chat. If the remake conditions are met between game start and 3 minutes, the teams will have from 1 minute 30 to 3 to start a remake vote by typing /remake. Oh, so this is the new one. You'll always have a minimum of 30 seconds to type /remake from the conditions being met. So if the conditions are met at 2:59, you'll have until 3:29 to start a vote. And remake is now available in ARAM and rotating game modes. Thank the Lord. I don't know why it wasn't before, and the fact that it is now is great. Honestly, this is good. Just get us out of the game sooner. It's a tragedy we have to go through champ select and start the game anyway, but this is really good. This is a really good change. Event missions. A new bunch of event missions have come out with the Empyrean skins, which we will go over quite soon. And there's a new Empyrean narrative that no one fucking cares about, because if it's not like Spirit Blossom #1, not #2, then no one fucking gives a shit. If they're just going to tell the stupid story through missions, which probably no one even reads or forgets about, no one's going to care. But anyway, We've made an adjustment to these missions and added an additional 440 XP to each mission. Yeah, because people are probably progressing through this new system very slowly, which isn't even different from the old one. With all 3 mission changes released, players can also complete World's Tour 2022 missions for an additional 500 XP. No one cares. Okay, bug fixes, no one cares. Alright, so let's go over the skins. I kind of went over these already also on my YouTube channel, but I'll quickly go over them here. I actually really like them. I really like the skins. All the skins that have been coming out now since like the Halloween ones, I think, have all been the fucking bomb diggity. Like, the only issue I really have with these skins is the Pike one is the legendary. And, you know, spoiler alert, the next patch coming out with Space Groove, they have another legendary Teemo skin. So, Pike is getting his second legendary, Teemo is getting his second legendary. See the trend here? So, I don't like that, but aside from that, the skins are actually really good. We've been on a trend, right? The Halloween skins blew it out of the park. Spirit Blossom, amazing. Empyrean, really good. Space Groove, really fucking good from what I've seen, but we'll go over that in 2 weeks. But overall, I don't understand the theme too much. It really reminds me with the colors and all the looks of like Dark Star, but like EDM. It's really weird. Like, it really reminds me of like some sort of like EDM Dark Star sort of thing, but it's still good. I actually really like them. Just a little confused, but they're still good. So overall, Empyrean Cassante, really good. And then he has his little Nas X skin, Prestige Empyrean Cassante, nice. Empyrean Pike, I originally thought this was ass. I actually made a video about it, like I said before, on YouTube, where I kind of changed my mind on it after I did some research. It's actually not a bad legendary. It has an effect that you're almost never going to get to see, and that's if you get a Penta, it like changes the map for a little bit, which is cool. But again, how often do people get Pentas with Pike, right? You actually have to be good for that, and a lot of Pike players are not. So this skin is definitely going to be wasted on some people. But anyway, Empyrean Jax. Jax has enough skins, but fuck it, give him another one. Empyrean Jhin. I'm never going to say anything about getting a Jhin skin. I love Jhin, so this is good. Empyrean Lux. Lux does not deserve any more skins for like the next fucking 4 years. Empyrean Vex. I actually like this choice a lot. Vex can get a nice new skin. It's a shame it's not the one that Wild Rift got because of Halloween. They actually got a really good Halloween Wild Rift skin, but we didn't get it on League. Sad. Empyrean Zac. I'm actually very surprised about this. We actually are getting a Zac skin, you know, crazily enough. And I actually think it's pretty good. And then Empyrean Zed. Zed does not need a new skin, but, you know, fuck it, they gave it to him. And the whole lore of the Empyrean line anyway is actually pretty fucking cool. The whole lore of the Empyrean line is basically that these champions, the Empyrean versions of them, are going to different universes and killing themselves in the universes. I don't know why, but it actually sounds sick as fuck. So overall, I actually really like the skin line. The skins have been like, mwah. Like, I'm telling you, these past couple skins, they haven't even been like Asian themed that much aside from Spirit Blossom, but even then, they were really good. The skins that are coming out are just really fucking good. It's amazing. Overall, really light patch. The changes were kind of whatever. Honestly, I don't know what to give this one. I'm probably just going to give this one a baseline of like, I guess 5. 5 out of 10 to me is like a baseline patch, right? Like, anything below a 5 is really bad. Anything above a 5 means it's better than just being normal. This is a normal, by the books, nothing's really bad, nothing's really good patch. It didn't really annoy me. It didn't really do anything. 5 Mark Merrills out of 10. Anyway, that is it for the patch notes. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are seeing this on YouTube, please come watch me at Twitch TV Tecnics channel. I actually do these live over there, and I stream every single day. For your viewing pleasure, you come hang out with me, say hi, and be sad with me. And if you want me to do anything at all, react to anything, make a video about something, please put it in the comments. I answer to all of them because I get no comments. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in 2 weeks.